In this video, you will learn about Gorilla ROI, which is a software tool for Amazon sellers, which helps to import and integrate Amazon sellers' central data into Google Sheets. If you want to try this app, check the link below in the description. Also in the description, you will find an ongoing offer for this application. And this is the video which is part of the Demo Mondays video series, where we invite different Amazon software creators and we ask them to present their products just like this on the screen. And before you watch the demo, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel of Orange Klik, click the notification bell, because here we talk with different Amazon experts and software creators. And now let's watch the demo of Gorilla ROI presented by the founder, Jay June. Hello Jay, it's nice to have you here again. Could you please tell us what is Gorilla ROI and how does it help Amazon sellers?
Hey guys, Gorilla ROI is very simple. It's for Amazon sellers and agencies to load Seller Central data directly inside Google Sheets. So you don't have to log in, you don't have to deal with exports. You can just get it with no code very easily directly into your spreadsheets.
And could you please tell us for what kind of Amazon sellers is this designed?
Yeah, so I usually like to start off with saying who it's not for, because obviously our product is not for everyone. So if you specifically need, say, PPC and advertising data, it's not for you because we cannot get it. Amazon does not allow a software provider to directly push ad data to a third party like Google Sheets, Zapier, Airtable, etc. So that's that. We also are not for very new sellers or beginners, because it's an analytics software where you get a lot of raw information, raw data about your store. So if you don't know how to analyze your numbers, if you are not good with spreadsheets, it's not for you. It's more for the advanced or the sophisticated sellers who really want a flexible and custom way of creating reports. So that's who it's for.
And for international viewers, it's very important to know what kind of marketplaces of Amazon are covered by your tool.
Yeah, we support all marketplaces. So everything in the US, the North American market, Europe markets, even Turkey and Sweden right now, Saudi Arabia, India, Australia, Singapore, every single market that Amazon supports, it will work for your marketplace.
And to use your software, Amazon seller needs to link your Gorilla ROI account with Seller Central. Is it correct?
Correct. So because we need to pull the data directly from your store, you have to give that authorization and connect it. And then we'll go through that whole importing process, get it ready, and then you'll be able to pull it directly into a spreadsheet by just using very basic formulas, or just not basic, but custom formulas that we've created. But it works like any other spreadsheet formula.
All right, so we're ready now to jump to your screen and see how does it work, how Gorilla ROI is designed, and how can Amazon sellers take advantage of it.
Okay, so using Gorilla ROI, anybody can do it. You just have to have Google Sheets and a Google account. And the purpose of this is you can create very flexible custom spreadsheets and reports. So if you're not looking for an off-the-shelf solution, if you have your own reports, like we have created all of these different types of dashboards and templates. And this is just to give you an idea of what's possible. We also offer this for free for people who sign up. But it's really just a bunch of tables, bunch of nicely formatted colors, charts that we've added, like you can move all this around. It's just nothing more than a spreadsheet, because the real beauty comes in actually being able to pull your data directly into the sheets, and the rest is just how you organize it and how you format it. So there's three things that I want to quickly cover. One of the three most popular things that people always ask us about is, how do you create a P&L and track your finances or transactions with it? How do you track inventory, especially now with all these restock limitations? So many ways that Amazon moves your inventory around. So I'll quickly go through how to pull data using for this purpose. And ultimately you'll see how you can use this to create a fully flexible and custom solution that fits your needs. So you're not having to either export CSV files, even though you are using other software. You don't have to use pivot tables. You don't need a VA to pretty much constantly go in, day out, and update the data for you. So let's start off with the first one, profit and loss, right? I've got this template here open, and I've the yellow cells. It's just a bunch of inputs. I just have this preloaded for this demonstration so you see how it works, but you can see like the different types of periods that you can support. And right now I've got a P&L data right here, but all of this is created simply through one formula, a profit loss formula. So if I delete this, you'll see that all of this is gone. And because it's a spreadsheet, like I could delete this because those were just manual inputs. If I want to get the consolidated profit and loss, it's as easy as doing Gorilla _ profit loss, and it will load up a drop-down window. And if you click on it, you'll get the instructions. You get all the documentations. It's very easy to use. Just follow what it says. And since I'm in the US, it's going to show me a comma. But if you're in Europe or other countries like South America, then obviously your locale settings, language settings, is set to semicolon. But for the period, let's say I want to do like this month, or actually I have it set to this week. So I'm just going to click this week, and then comma to move on to the next one. And it's telling me enter marketplace. And there's all these required inputs and there's optional inputs. So if I really want to just keep it as simple as possible, all I have to do is profit loss and then enter this week, or use a reference to this week, press enter, and it will bring out and populate all the data of the profit loss for this week. And because it's spreadsheet based, you can make it very dynamic, very customizable, because now I can either change this to say, let's say this month, change that to this month, and then the formula will detect the change, and you can now get your P&L for this month. Again, this cell, people may not know it, but this dropdown is pretty much just a basic Google feature, and I just created a dropdown based off all of this. So this is just a small sample of the different types of periods that we offer. You can do custom periods between any two dates. You can do a month by month. You can do a total year. So if I wanted to do, say, like 2020, instead of B1, I can also manually enter 2020. Whoops. That worked as well. It automatically did it for me. But now you'll see that all this information pre-populates and loads up the 2020. What we've done is we've also categorized all the different transactions, because with Amazon, you know that there's so many different transactions, like it goes on and on. There's like 70 to 80, and most people don't know how to organize it, right? And if you're not a bookkeeper, if you're not an accountant, that gets harder. But if you want to say, hey, what's inside, I've got it loaded here, but what's rolled up inside FBA fulfillment fees? I want to see what this is made up of. Then we can extend the formula further and do something like this, where, let me delete this and I'll show you, equals Gorilla profit loss. I'm going to do this month, comma, and for the marketplace, I'm going to select US. Now most of these are optional, so you don't even have to put it in, but I'm doing it for this demonstration. And for the SKU, if I want to just go and drill down for one SKU, I can select the SKU, but if I leave it empty, I'm going to do it across the entire account. So since I want the total account, I'm just going to skip it. So comma and category. For the category, I've entered it here already as well. Fulfillment fees. So I want to see everything that's inside FBA fulfillment fees. And for the details, yes, I do want to see it. So this is another thing. So just follow the documentation. It will go through step by step. Now I close the formula, I load it, and then it will tell me for this month, FBA fulfillment fees, it's saying that everything inside FBA fulfillment fees are these detailed transactions. So the majority of the cost is coming from FBA fulfillment fees. If I want to change it something to, now let's say what's inside my tax. Okay, I'm going to change the drop-down list to tax. And then it will give me a very detailed breakdown of this tax number and what it actually includes. And by doing so, it's going to help if your bookkeeper needs some additional numbers or understanding about what's actually rolled up. This is an easy way to provide it to them. If you want to create a month by month, then this is also possible where I have a column for each of the months. And all I've done is pretty much load all my transactions. You can get a very detailed breakdown of your finances, whether you're trying to sell your Amazon business, when you're trying to buy an Amazon business, whether you want to do it for monthly, quarterly, yearly purposes. All of this information is just really easy to pull. So that's that. So that's the profit and loss side. The next biggest one, obviously, is always inventory, because it's so important for your operations, right? So for inventory, I'm going to switch it over to another one here. That's a sales one. Inventory sheets. Again, this looks nice and fancy, but all it really is a simple formula to look up anything where there's less than, say, 30 days of Amazon inventory days left. So the data to create something like this is inside inventory. And if you look at it, I've got my list of, say, SKUs that pops up. And I'm able to pull in all of this information by, for example, the fulfillable. I'm able to pull up all the fulfillable units. I get all of the different inbound states of the product. So if you have shipped the product and it's been there for like 2 months, so your inbound shipped may show 0, but it may still be showing receiving. Then you know that something may be wrong. So it gives you a proactive way to look into the issue. You can also get the different reserved statuses of the inventory. So right now, this is showing that, okay, for this product, I've got 359 in reserved, etc. And processing. And by combining inventory with sales data, you can create your own inventory management spreadsheet, something like this, perfect for Amazon, where now, because the data populates automatically, you can be on top of what to send, when to send, and know which products to send and how much. If I want to refresh the data, it's as easy as going into the add-ons menu, okay, and then clicking refresh data on current sheet. And what it's going to do is it's going to request new data to be updated. We update this data every 1 hour-ish, 1 to 2 hours, depending on the size of your account. And you can see how quickly it loads. So rather than always logging in to Seller Central, and especially if you have multiple stores or if you're an agency, try doing that with like 10 different Amazon stores, right? It's very tedious. So you're working a lot to get the data rather than letting the data work for you. Because it's all spreadsheet based, you can create your own velocity calculations, which is what we did here. And all of this is included as well as the inventory days left. We use a combination of last 7 days, 14 days, and 30 days, rather than just the basic last 30 days that Amazon gives you, because their numbers, we don't trust Amazon numbers because it's always behind. You're always going to be either under stock or overstock, because they don't calculate spikes. They don't calculate promos that you're running and things like that. And another recent addition we have, and we're constantly adding data, but one of the recent ones by popular demand has been adding all the restock information. So right now it's showing 0, but you can now see what the maximum number of units that you can ship to Amazon is, how much you're currently using in their system. And this is big. Europe has now, Amazon has put restrictions into the European marketplace, US marketplaces, and I'm pretty sure they're going to do this to all the marketplaces in order to bring their own fulfillment costs down, because they don't want you sending so much inventory and crowding out the space, right? So this is going to be a very important feature. And so when you create a spreadsheet like this, see, and this is just nothing more than just a query. It will bring up the product. It will bring up what your utilization space is, how much to ship, and what your max shipment quantity is. So it's a very good proactive way to get on top of your inventory, very flexible, very custom, and you can make it fit your needs because everybody has different inventory needs. Okay, so that was the last thing. And so just a quick rundown on the different dashboards and templates. So this is another example of how you can use a formula to pull up different P&Ls, different transaction reports, so that it matches your finances and summary reports. If you're trying to get listings information, then we also pull in, say, your reviews, your FNSKU, your BSR, your categories, etc., your detailed categories all the way to the child. You can see the reviews examples of how it comes in. Another template dashboard idea where we have some agencies who really like our templates. And so even for reporting purposes, if you are trying to report to your boss, you can pull something like this rather than spending 3-4 hours to try and create something like this by exporting everything all the time. All you have to do is say, pull up a product, everything's loaded for you, or automatically start pulling things in, and then it'll give you a good idea of what your inventory is, what your gross profit is, etc. Another example is this, where it's very similar to this previous version, but again, you have a breakdown, and it all depends. Like if you have the creativity, or if you have an existing template that you don't want to change that works well for you, it's so easy to just plug the data in because it's just entering a formula rather than manually typing something in. Just use a formula to pull it straight in from Seller Central into your spreadsheet and then automate the process. So it's a huge time saver, especially if you manage multiple accounts, if you have a lot of SKUs. And it just gives you you can pretty much do everything that you want, provided you know, one, that you know how to use spreadsheets, two, you are looking for data directly into Google Sheets. And as I mentioned earlier, it's not for Amazon PPC. We do not get business reports like sessions, page views, conversion rates, because that is not offered by Amazon. And we have a very full detailed list of what we do and do not support on our website. If you go into resources, data we support, we have a very detailed list of, we're very adamant and we want to be as upfront as possible about what we don't support, right? We don't want to give the wrong impression. But you can see the very full detailed list of everything we do. So all the different prices, product info, subscribe and save, etc. So check it out, guys.
Thank you very much, Jay. And could you give us an overview of the pricing of your tool?
Yeah, so we have two different types of pricings. We have one for smaller sellers or single business sellers, where if you only have 1 or 2 Seller Central accounts, then it's for the single Amazon seller account. And if you don't have, and it's great for smaller sellers because it's a pay what you use. So you don't have to get locked into a much higher price point. If you have multiple storefronts and or you're an agency and you just want a fixed flat costs, then that's what we have here, multiple Amazon seller accounts. And so if you click on this, it will take you to the pricing for here. So the different tiers, the cheapest one, you can use it for free for any 3 SKUs. But the cheapest one will be $49. And then anything on top, there'll be an overage. So that's why it's good for small sellers, because you won't have to pay additional. But if you do want the unlimited everything, it's based on this. So you get 3 accounts connected for $199 per month. And any additional accounts, like if you want to add 5 more Seller Central accounts, then there's a fee on top of that. But you can get the best value based on whichever pricing plan fits your needs.
All right, thank you very much. And as far as I understand, there is no user interface on your Gorilla ROI website, but people have to install some kind of add-on for the Google Sheets. Is it correct?
Right, exactly. Since it's an add-on and we use Google Sheets platform, it's just downloading an extension, just like how you have lots of Chrome extensions. It's the same concept on Google Sheets. So you can download it directly from the Google Sheets workspace marketplace.
And all the functions are obviously documented on your website, right?
Correct. So we have multiple places. It's always up to date. We have video instructions of how to use each function, how it works, so that you know how to get running right away.
Perfect. And could you please reveal to us some kind of new features which you are planning to present to your current users?
Right. So right now we mainly focused on Google Sheets, and we are very close to having designed and developed everything. The next one that we'll be releasing is one for reimbursements, because we understand that a lot of sellers want to be able to do it without giving, say, 20% recovery free or 30%. So we're going to make it easy to be able to create and extract reports so that you know exactly what you need to be reimbursed for. So that's the next one that's coming soon. And our future roadmap includes integrating with other platforms now. So right now, Google Sheets, but we're looking into Data Studio. We want to be connected with QuickBooks. We want to be connected with Zapier and so on, just so that you can push your Seller Central data into different platforms and create your own ecosystem.
So one of the last questions, so you're originally, the company is based in West Coast, and how does the support work? Do you provide 24/7 support?
Yeah, so we're based in USA on the West Coast. We have a chat support, we have ticket support, and I call our team spreadsheet nerds. So we have a bunch of spreadsheet nerds that work with us. We have Spanish support. I'm Korean, so I can do Korean support as well. And so we have a lot of support. It's not always going to be 24/7, but like any startup, we work a lot. So we usually get to your answers pretty quickly.
All right, so thank you very much, Jay. And those who are watching, you will find below the link to sign up for Gorilla ROI if you want to try. And also check the description of this video. You might find some offer which we have currently for Gorilla ROI. Thank you very much, Jay, and good luck in your business. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you.
I do hope that this video gave you some ideas what you could do with your Amazon Seller Central data inside the Google Sheets. And as we mentioned before, you will find the link to Gorilla ROI below in the description. Also, offer which is probably going on right now as well. And now I would like to invite you to watch other videos we recorded with Jay June from Gorilla ROI, where he explains other use cases of this app.